Oh yes, it's the return of the Casiotron. After 50 years, Casio are back with a limited edition reissued run of their very first wristwatch, and today we're going to be taking a look at everything it has to offer. Not only was the Casiotron Casio's first ever wristwatch, it was also the world's first digital watch with an automatic calendar. These massively changed the game when released back in 1974, so as you can imagine, when news broke that a 50th anniversary revival was on its way, naturally the hype was real. And there were just 4,000 of these Trn-50s released, which subsequently sold out in minutes, but I managed to swoop one, and in fact, in a delightful twist of fate, it arrived the day before my recent trip to Dubai, so I swiftly packed it up and set off for some fun under the desert sun. Let's get into this one. So first things first, one of the main talking points or points of contention with this release was the Trn-50's price. This retailed for £449 or $500, which to be fair on the surface for what appears to be a metal Casio watch is rather steep. However, this offers a whole lot that I feel warrants that by itself, and especially when comparing it to other similar models in the market, which we will do shortly, I feel backs its price tag up even more. Let's dive in. This Casiotron perfectly pays homage to the OG while integrating all of the new. We've got ourselves a multi-tiered stainless steel case, capped off with a clean combination of brushed and polished finishes, arguably best represented by its prominent raised bezel. And on the outer of this case, the Trn-50 offers 4 nicely rounded buttons that are quite simply a pleasure to push, and will enable you to navigate through the watch's many functions. Flipping this watch around, we have a rather captivating screw down case back, the centre of which employs glass for radio wave reception with a built-in antenna, aka, spoiler alert, the much loved multi-band 6, with the Casio 50th anniversary logo taking centre stage of that. Surrounding this, we see the watch's model information, the fact that it's made in Japan, its 50 meters of water resistance, I suppose not quite the 200 of G-Shock, but realistically, who's taking this dive in? Along with more of its functionality, which we'll very shortly get onto, along with the coolest element of the lot, its unique engraved serial number. I've tried to tie in and bring some relevance to the number 3968 for me, but it's not happening. Still very cool though, and nicely adds to their exclusivity. There's a lot going on this case back, and to be honest, it's quite a shame it's underneath and we won't see it more often. Anyway, coming back around, the Trn-50 boasts a clean, navy and wavy dial, with a grooved surround that perfectly pays tribute to its predecessor, with the brand name proudly presented at 12, while the bold Casiotron makes a statement at 6. We then move into the main event, its incredibly legible positive display. This has been such an awesome view. Not only does it present everything you need extremely clearly right off the bat, like the time, day and date, it also allows you to easily navigate through its functions too, which is brilliantly assisted by its mode and status indication flashed across the center in white and red. And to further enhance that visibility, we have a brilliant white LED backlight, which also benefits from afterglow to slowly fade out. Oh yes, look at that. Lovely stuff. Now this dial is protected by mineral glass, and I know many would have preferred to see sapphire on here, including me. But mineral glass is durable in its own right, and I've got a lot of G-Shocks made from the very same, which have certainly been bashed about and never had any issues. In terms of dimensions, once again, the reissue is very similar to its older brother, being 42.7mm in length, 39.1mm in width, and slightly slimmer at 12.3mm thick, weighing approximately 111 grams on arrival. And stepping off this case, the Casiotron boasts a real nice 3-link styled bracelet, again with both brushed and polished finishes, which beautifully reflect the light by the way. This band then seamlessly tapers down to its one-touch 3-fold clasp, which also has micro adjustments for an extra precise fit. The comfort levels of this are right up there. As you can see, I like to wear mine slightly loose so it gives a bit more freedom and sits more relaxed on the wrist, but yeah, no hair pulling or anything like that. Buttery smooth experience. Right then, functions. This is an area where the reissue really does set itself apart from the original, which I suppose is to be expected given 50 years have passed. So the new Casiotron now comes equipped with world time, a countdown timer, alarm, stopwatch, as well as 3 big hitters in the eyes of us Casio fans, with multi-band 6 for automatic radio controlled timekeeping, tough solar to power the watch's battery from various light sources, and Bluetooth to, if you so wish, pair with your phone, which then teams up with the Casio Watches app to open up even more functionality. such as automatic time adjustment, approximately 300 world time cities, increasing from the 39 you get with the watch itself, the time and place function, as well as the phone finder function, along with a whole lot more. And with such an array of features, you might be wondering what the battery life is like, right? Once fully charged, this will stay alive for 11 months with normal use without further exposure to light, or 22 months with power saving enabled. But of course, as always, if you're wearing this on a daily basis, it will continue to top itself up while you're on the move. Okay, as promised, quick fire comparisons, kicking off with vintage Casios. Here we have the A168 and the A171, which aesthetically are probably the closest thing on first look, yet are priced around 10% of the Casiotron. However, the Casiotron is way more substantial in every aspect and offers a whole lot more in terms of functionality too. But saying that, these are awesome in their own right. You can't beat a vintage Casio when it comes to value for money. So if you're after a similar looking timepiece for a fraction of the price, I would absolutely recommend either of these. We then head into the big boys of Casio, the G-Shocks. I've brought in the AWM 500 and the GMWB 5000, which of course aren't as close aesthetically to the Trn-50 as the vintage ones were, however offer very similar feature-packed functionality. They're a bit more durable of course, but these are priced around the same as the Casiotron, if not slightly more. However, again, they aren't limited like this one is, so I feel you start to see where the pricing decisions of this new model are coming from. Or they're just greedy and they know everyone will pay it, who knows. Anyway, spotlight back on this, what's my overall verdict? As you can probably already tell, I'm a big fan, but I've genuinely been pleasantly surprised by this watch. Surprised in the sense that I knew I was going to like it, but sometimes when getting a new watch and doing these reviews, it's not quite what I thought it would be, or exactly what I thought it would be. So it sort of maintains this balance of expectation and reality, but this is way more than that. It's been an awesome wear throughout this whole trip and a perfect companion for the beach or when heading out to dinner in the evening, just as it would be for the gym or the office. This offers pure versatility, something Casio nails every single time. It's incredibly legible and while not boasting the absolute latest tech nowadays, offers a decent functionality upgrade with some real fan favourites in there. I'm just glad they didn't go too far and strap a heart rate monitor to the back of it. But the main focus of this timepiece is all its nostalgia. And the beauty of that is that it's totally subjective. It will mean something completely different to each and every owner. For instance, I wasn't around in the 70s, so I can't give it the whole I was there when it originally released or this takes me way back, etc. But ever since my watch journey started, and more specifically my love for this brand, of course I've been infatuated by where it all began. So it's awesome to get a piece of history reinvented in this Casiotron, which makes it worth every penny in my book. It's sized perfectly and perfectly pays homage, looking just as awesome as it would have when it first released and not one bit out of place today. Awesome watch. If you missed out on this one, you could either scour the secondary market for a good price, or in fact, there's already images doing the rounds online that show there's more iterations of the Casiotron on the way, so it looks like they're here to stay. A reminder that you can stay up to date with all of the latest releases, the latest news in the watch world, the latest content, a sneak peek of upcoming content, and exclusive giveaways by signing up to the Time Drops newsletter, where I send out emails every Tuesday to provide you with your weekly dose of watches. I'll leave a link in the description below to sign up, and I look forward to seeing you there too. As always, let me know what you think down below. Do you like this new Casiotron? Have you got one? Did you have one back in the day? Thanks so much again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.